Sometimes the red flags were there from the very beginning. But because we love them, because we care for them, we decided to give them chances. We made excuses for them. We ignored those red flags. But slowly, we start losing ourselves without even realizing it. Welcome back to Real Talk with Sylvia. I sincerely apologize for taking long in bringing the next episode. It's just because of so many circumstances beyond my control. But I promise you that I'm back, and I'm back with full force. So today we are going to talk about what most of us do not want to admit. Sometimes the signs are there, but we chose not to accept the truth until we start seeing wonders. So we are going to dive into the very points that we choose not to admit, we choose not to take while we are seeing the signs. So let's dive into the point. Number one, we ignore what we do not want to accept. One thing about red flag is this: the signs are always there from onset, from the very beginning. You see them from the earlier point of the relationship. But what do? We chose to ignore them. You see the disrespect, you see the constant lies, you see the manipulations, you see the divided attention, you see the inconsistency in their behavior. But just because we love them, we like them, we care for them, we choose to ignore those signs. We even convince ourselves that it's not a big deal. Sometimes we make excuses for them. Sometimes we say things like, maybe they did not mean it. Or we say, maybe they are just stressed. Or maybe they will change. But little by little, we start normalizing things that we cannot take. And those things we start normalizing will come back to haunt us. Listen carefully. Some people do not just change who they are. Yes, they do not just change who they are. We just ignore it because we want the relationship to work. And I'm telling you today, you can't force them into it. Just move. Take the signs. Go. Move on at that point. Because let's go to number 2. Falling in love with potential. One thing that makes people to be stuck on toxic relationship is potential. Probably they might have told you that they have potential, they have prospects, and you start believing on that imaginary prospect of that person. You stop loving whom the person is at that moment. You stop loving whom they actually is, and you start loving whom you think the person will become. You kept on those promises, you kept on those memories, and you kept hold on those what if. Probably you might be thinking, what if something changed tomorrow? What if something happened? What if things turn around for him? Kept on hoping on those things and forgot the real deal. One thing you should know is that love should be based on reality. You have to love someone on the reality, not on potential. Yes, you can hope on the potential, but you should not put your all in the potential, but on that reality you are seeing at that moment. Because if you don't, you start seeing yourself being emotionally attached to the imagery version of that person, and that's dangerous. So yes, it is. So you need to love based on the reality, okay, and stop hoping on potential, because many of us have learned this the hard way. So number 3, red flags never stay small. The things you ignore usually get worse later. That disrespect, it grows. The constant lies, they multiply. The inconsistency and the manipulations, they became so big and emotionally exhausted. And you find out one day you wake up and you start feeling drained, broken, confused with life, because red flags, they don't stay small. If you ignore them, they don't stay small. Point 4, losing yourself. Honestly, this is the saddest part. You become so engrossed in saving the relationship, and in turn, you forgot to save yourself. You need to put yourself first. I've said this earlier on in my first episode. Love yourself the more. Put yourself first in every relationship. This is what toxic relationships do. They slowly erase you. And you start overthinking everything. You lose confidence. You stop feeling like yourself. You become so emotionally tired all the time. And one day, you look into the mirror and find out that the person that is staring at you is not actually you. There comes a time when you finally get tired. Tired of crying, tired of overthinking, tired of pretending everything is okay. That's when reality hits on you. Love should not destroy your peace. Love should not make you feel worthless. Love should not leave you emotionally empty every single day. I know it's hard to let go, especially when you've invested your heart into someone. But sometimes the person you are trying so hard to hold on to is the very person hurting you the most. And healing truly begins the moment you stop ignoring the truth. And in the next episode of Real Talk with Sylvia, we are going to talk about something deeper. The signs that someone is secretly draining your energy without you realizing it. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one. Tell me honestly, have you ever ignored red flags because you love that person so much? I would like to read your comments in the comment section. Until we meet again on the next episode of Real Talk with Sylvia. Bye.